Welcome to English Research. Get ready, everyone. This story is about to take you on an unforgettable adventure. Let the journey begin. America in 2050 will likely experience significant transformations across various dimensions. Rise of green energy. By 2050, America's transition to renewable energy will be in full swing. Solar, wind, and advanced geothermal technologies will dominate, supported by substantial federal and state investments. Energy storage innovations, such as next-gen battery technologies, will make renewable energy more reliable. The U.S. could become a global leader in clean tech exports, creating millions of green jobs. Global economic shifts. Emerging economies like China and India will continue to challenge the U.S. economically, but America will pivot by focusing on innovation and advanced industries like biotechnology, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. American companies will likely lead in developing cutting-edge technologies, though competition for technological supremacy with China and others could lead to strategic alliances and international collaborations. Global trade and digital currency. The global economy in 2050 will be deeply interconnected. Digital currencies and blockchain systems may revolutionize international trade, creating a borderless economy. The U.S. government may introduce its own digital currency, affecting everything from how taxes are collected to how international trade is settled. Changing workforce. The automation and AI-driven economy will drastically reshape the workforce. Entire sectors like transportation, self-driving trucks, and retail, automated warehouses, may see massive disruptions. However, new fields such as AI ethics, data science, cybersecurity, and autonomous system management will grow. The gig economy will likely be replaced by more regulated freelance models, with workers gaining more legal protections, such as paid sick leave and benefits. Technological and infrastructure overhaul. America will need to update its infrastructure to match the demands of 2050, investing in high-speed rail systems, Hyperloop transportation, and an extensive electric vehicle charging network. Smart cities will become more prevalent, using AI to optimize energy consumption, traffic flow, and even public health responses. Urban areas may become more integrated with nature, with vertical farms and green spaces providing food security and clean air. Space exploration and colonization. The U.S. will likely lead in space exploration, with NASA and private companies like SpaceX working toward a permanent presence on the Moon and Mars. By 2050, the U.S. could establish the first moon base, laying the groundwork for further space exploration. Space-based industries, like asteroid mining, could play a role in America's economic growth. AI and the digital workforce. By 2050, artificial intelligence will revolutionize most sectors of life. Businesses will rely heavily on machine learning algorithms to make decisions, analyze data, and even provide customer service. While this could displace many jobs, it could also create new roles that focus on working with AI, such as AI trainers, explainers, and ethicists, ensuring these systems work ethically and effectively. Virtual societies. With the rise of virtual reality and augmented reality, Americans will spend more time in digital environments, attending virtual concerts, meetings, and even living in digital homes. The metaverse could be a significant part of daily life, offering new forms of social interaction and economic activity. Privacy and control over data. As the digital landscape grows, data privacy will become an even more pressing issue. The U.S. could enact sweeping regulations around data protection, possibly modeled on the European Union's GDPR, which gives individuals more control over their digital footprints. The rise of blockchain technologies may enable more decentralized and secure personal data storage, putting individuals in control of their digital identities. Cultural integration and diversity. America's population will continue to diversify, with the Hispanic and Asian populations growing significantly. This will reshape cultural norms, societal values, and political priorities. The increasing visibility and integration of mixed-race, queer, and immigrant communities will contribute to a more inclusive and pluralistic society. Evolving family structures. In 2050, the definition of family will be more varied than ever before. With changing social norms, There will be more recognition of non-traditional families, including those based on gender diversity and non-binary relationships. Single-parent households, same-sex partnerships, and chosen families will become more normalized in American society. Social movements and equity, as issues of racial justice, gender equality, LGBTQ+ rights, and income inequality remain at the forefront, new social movements will likely emerge to address these challenges. Technology will provide a platform for activism, enabling more direct, real-time responses to injustices. At the same time, these movements may face backlash from conservative factions, which could lead to intensified political and social divides. Climate change and displacement. The impacts of climate change, including rising sea levels and more frequent natural disasters, will become even more pronounced. Coastal cities like New York, Miami, and Los Angeles may face displacement due to flooding, prompting large-scale migrations. The Midwest may experience more severe weather events, including tornadoes and droughts. The government may invest heavily in climate mitigation strategies, including massive infrastructure projects designed to protect cities from flooding and extreme heat. Water scarcity. With growing demand and changing weather patterns, water scarcity may become a significant issue, particularly in the West and Southwest. By 2050, the U.S. will likely have to find innovative ways to conserve and distribute water, including advanced desalination plants and smarter irrigation technologies to maintain agricultural output. Polarization and new political movements. The increasing political polarization in America may lead to the rise of new political movements or even third parties that challenge the current two-party system. With generational shifts in values, younger Americans may push for more progressive policies regarding healthcare, climate change, and technology regulation. The next few decades may witness a rethinking of American democracy, possibly through electoral reforms, campaign finance overhauls, and new policies to combat gerrymandering. Global power dynamics. The U.S. will continue to face challenges to its global influence. While it will remain a powerful nation by 2050, it may no longer hold sole dominance in geopolitical affairs. The rise of China, India, and other nations will create a multipolar world, leading to new alliances and power structures. This could result in a more cooperative global environment, or it could intensify geopolitical competition in areas like trade, military power, and influence over international institutions. Surveillance and security. With advancements in surveillance technology, privacy concerns may increase. The government could take a more active role in monitoring potential threats, whether from foreign adversaries or domestic terrorism, using AI-powered security systems. This could lead to debates about civil liberties, security, and the balance between the two in a world where data is king. Increased immigration. America's population will continue to grow, with immigration playing a central role in shaping its future. As countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America face economic and environmental challenges, more people will seek to migrate to the U.S. This will require updated immigration policies, with a focus on integrating new arrivals into society while addressing potential concerns about job competition and resource distribution. Aging population and healthcare. With a larger portion of the population aging, healthcare and social services will need to evolve. The demand for geriatric care will increase, pushing for more innovation in senior living solutions, such as AI-assisted caregiving, health monitoring, and remote health consultations. Education. By 2050, education will be more personalized and technology-driven. Artificial intelligence will assist in curating educational content specific to each student's learning style and pace. There will be an emphasis on lifelong learning, with the ability for people to reskill and upskill throughout their careers, making education a continuous, rather than static, process. Healthcare. Advances in genetics, biotech, and telemedicine will transform the healthcare industry. Personalized medicine, where treatments are tailored to an individual's genetic makeup, could become the norm. Additionally, healthcare access will shift towards more community-based solutions, where localized AI systems and mobile health apps will provide more equitable care across the nation. The U.S. in 2050 will be a nation transformed by technology, demographic shifts, and the evolving challenges of global politics and climate change. While it will continue to face internal struggles related to inequality, political polarization, and environmental degradation, its success will depend on how well it adapts to these challenges. The country's future may lie in how it embraces innovation, adapts to a changing workforce, and addresses the needs of a more diverse and aging population, while balancing its role in a rapidly evolving global landscape. How will America manage the transition to a green economy, and what impact will it have on various industries? What innovations in renewable energy could revolutionize the U.S. economy? What specific industries will be most affected by AI, and how will the workforce need to evolve? How will the U.S. tackle the potential displacement of workers due to automation? How will specific regions in the U.S. adapt to rising sea levels and extreme weather? What kind of climate adaptation strategies might emerge in the U.S. to protect vulnerable cities? What new political movements or parties might arise due to increasing polarization? How might America reform its political system to address these divisions by 2050? How will AI revolutionize personalized medicine and healthcare delivery? How might education systems use AI to offer a more tailored learning experience for students? What will American family structures look like in 2050? How will gender roles and family norms evolve in the face of growing social movements? How will the increasing population, especially due to immigration, reshape U.S. cities and culture? What policies might the U.S. implement to manage immigration and ensure social integration? In the year 2050, the United States has undergone a transformation so profound that it seems almost unrecognizable to anyone who remembers the country of the early 21st century. The America of today, with its bustling cities, sprawling suburbs, and deep-rooted political divides, has given way to a nation that is grappling with new realities, one shaped by technology, climate change, evolving social dynamics, and new political movements. The first and most striking transformation that the U.S. has undergone in 2050 is its complete pivot to a green economy. By 2025, the country began its ambitious shift toward renewable energy, initially powered by public-private partnerships and tech innovations. Today, wind and solar energy account for over 70% of all the country's power needs. The once dominant fossil fuel industries have not disappeared, but they have been reimagined as part of the transition, focusing on carbon capture and storage technologies. Cities across America now showcase gleaming solar panels on rooftops, wind farms that stretch across plains, and electric vehicles that zip silently along once congested highways. The federal government's Green New Deal, passed in the late 2020s, laid the foundation for this transformation. It led to the creation of millions of green jobs, ranging from technicians maintaining wind turbines to engineers designing next-generation energy storage systems. Automation has played a significant role in this shift, as drones are now responsible for maintaining and inspecting energy infrastructure, ensuring that no part of the system falters. The country's agricultural industry, too, has been revolutionized. Vertical farming, powered by AI and robotics, has helped solve food security issues while reducing the carbon footprint of traditional farming methods. Once deserted urban areas now thrive with rooftop farms that feed entire neighborhoods, and a new kind of farming has emerged, one that emphasizes sustainability and minimal environmental disruption. Through these innovations, the U.S. has become a leader in global clean technology exports, driving not just its own economy but contributing to a greener world. In 2050, the workplace has been radically redefined by artificial intelligence and automation. The AI revolution of the early 2030s led to a reconfiguration of the labor market. What was once seen as the death of work became the reimagination of work. While some industries were obliterated, transportation, retail, and manufacturing, new sectors emerged, requiring new types of workers. In major tech hubs like San Francisco, Austin, and New York City, the AI-driven economy thrives. Robots and machines have taken over many manual tasks, from assembling cars to delivering packages. But they have not replaced all jobs. Instead, they've paved the way for roles that never existed before: AI curators, digital empathy coaches, quantum computing specialists, and virtual reality architects. Work in 2050 is vastly different. Many people now work remotely, with the help of advanced AI that adapts their tasks and schedules to their optimal productivity. Employees interact with their digital assistants, AI systems that help them juggle personal, professional, and even emotional tasks. Entire organizations now operate virtually, with holographic boardrooms replacing physical offices. In a world where automation handles much of the grunt work, people are free to focus on creativity, decision-making, and relationship building. However, not all of this change has been easy. While the tech industry flourished, many low-income workers found themselves displaced by automation. As a result, the U.S. government introduced a Universal Basic Income, UBI, system in the 2040s, aimed at providing financial security for those left behind by the digital revolution. This policy is now seen as a necessity in an economy where traditional job structures are obsolete. Climate change, though a growing concern in the 2020s, has reached its full force by 2050. The country's coastline has been dramatically altered. Once pristine beaches in cities like Miami, New York, and San Francisco are now under the threat of permanent flooding. Rising sea levels have forced millions of people to relocate, sparking an unprecedented migration from coastal regions to inland areas. Cities along the Great Lakes, once overlooked, have become prime real estate, with people flocking to escape rising temperatures and storm surges. The U.S. government, under pressure from the international community, has implemented an extensive climate adaptation strategy. Coastal cities have constructed massive seawalls and flood barriers, while high-tech climate shelters, self-sustaining, high-rise living spaces, provide refuge for those displaced by natural disasters. These shelters are powered by renewable energy and are equipped with advanced air purification systems to combat extreme weather and poor air quality. Midwestern states, particularly those in the agricultural heartland, have also been heavily impacted by climate change. Droughts and unpredictable weather patterns have made farming much more difficult, but America's technological prowess has offered solutions. Drones now deliver water to crops, while AI-powered weather prediction models help farmers make real-time decisions to minimize crop loss. The country has also invested heavily in water desalination and reuse technologies, ensuring that water scarcity never becomes an insurmountable crisis. By 2050, American politics have changed drastically. The extreme polarization of the early 2020s, marked by partisan gridlock and ideological warfare, has evolved into a more fragmented political landscape. New political movements, fueled by a younger, more diverse electorate, have sprung up. These movements, such as the eco-progressives and digital libertarians, challenge the traditional political parties. They are not tied to the conventional Democrat-Republican dichotomy but instead represent a broader spectrum of American political thought, advocating for everything from radical climate action to complete digital privacy rights. While some areas of the country remain deeply divided, new coalition governments are emerging at the state level, where politicians are more focused on pragmatic solutions than ideological purity. Nationally, the U.S. government has introduced sweeping electoral reforms, including ranked choice voting and measures to prevent gerrymandering, which have begun to produce a more balanced and fair representation of the electorate. In foreign policy, America has embraced multilateralism once more, entering into new international agreements aimed at addressing climate change, regulating AI technologies, and curbing global wealth inequality. The nation's role on the world stage is no longer that of a lone superpower, but rather as a leader in an interconnected global community. By 2050, America's social fabric has undergone dramatic shifts. The country is now a true mosaic of cultures, with Hispanic, Asian, and Black communities making up the majority of the population. The LGBTQ+ community, long marginalized, is now fully integrated into society, with same-sex couples and transgender individuals holding leadership positions in government, business, and entertainment. Family structures have evolved as well. Traditional marriage rates have declined, replaced by a rise in non-traditional households, many of which are composed of multi-generational families, cohabiting friends, or other alternative family structures. These shifts are largely driven by a changing economic landscape where people prioritize flexibility, independence, and nonconformity over traditional norms. Gender fluidity has become an accepted concept, with schools and workplaces implementing policies that cater to a broader range of gender identities. This shift is reflected in American culture as well, with a greater emphasis on personal expression and individuality. The once rigid distinctions between work, home, and personal identity have blurred, leading to a society that values emotional intelligence and empathy as much as intellectual achievement. By 2050, America's population has grown to over 400 million. Immigration continues to be a central issue, with millions of people from Latin America, Africa, and Asia seeking refuge in the U.S. due to climate change, political instability, and economic hardship in their home countries. While some parts of the population view this influx with skepticism, others have embraced the diversity, recognizing it as a source of innovation and cultural enrichment. Immigration policies have been overhauled, with a focus on integration and support for newcomers. Language and skills training programs, as well as a reimagined path to citizenship, have created a more inclusive environment for immigrants. By 2050, immigrants make up a significant portion of the American workforce, particularly in healthcare, technology, and the service industry, and they have become integral to the nation's economy and culture. The America of 2050 is not a utopia, but it is a society that has adapted to and learned from its challenges. While it faces ongoing struggles with climate change, political divisions, and social inequality, it has created innovative solutions that have allowed it to thrive in an increasingly complex world. With a focus on sustainability, inclusivity, and technological advancement, America stands as a testament to the resilience of its people and the potential of human ingenuity. This future America is not the America of the past. It is a new version, one that continues to evolve, embracing diversity, technological innovation, and a global perspective. It is a nation defined not just by its challenges, but by its ability to adapt and grow stronger in the face of them. As we move deeper into the complexities of 2050, it becomes clear that American society has been fundamentally reshaped not only by external factors like climate change and technological advancements, but also by deep shifts in how individuals relate to one another, their families, and their communities. The structures of relationships, identity, and family have morphed into something that reflects the values and realities of the present and future. At the core of these changes are new, more inclusive social norms, gender fluidity, evolving family structures, and the collective strength of social movements that advocate for justice and equality. By 2050, the idea of family in America no longer adheres to the traditional nuclear model of the past. The pressures of the globalized, tech-driven world and evolving social movements have led to diverse redefinitions of family. The constraints of outdated societal expectations no longer hold sway, and Americans are embracing a broader, more flexible understanding of family dynamics. By 2050, America has undergone profound transformations driven by technology, climate change, and evolving social dynamics, creating a society focused on equity, sustainability, and human connection. Multi-generational and chosen families. As housing and economic pressures mount, multi-generational households thrive, offering shared caregiving and emotional support. Chosen families, composed of friends and mentors, also provide stability and love, proving that family ties aren't always blood-based. Gender fluidity and non-traditional partnerships. Gender is seen as a spectrum, and non-traditional relationships, including polyamory and polygamy, are legally recognized. Parenting is shared equally, regardless of gender or sexual orientation, reflecting society's broader understanding of love and family. Racial justice and reparations. America has made significant progress in racial justice, with reparations programs providing monetary payments, community investments, and education reform. Efforts to heal intergenerational trauma are supported through comprehensive programs in cities like Chicago and Atlanta. LGBTQ+ rights and inclusivity. LGBTQ+ individuals are not only protected but celebrated. Queer families are recognized, and transgender leaders are visible across sectors. Gender-neutral facilities are standard, ensuring equal access to healthcare, housing, and employment. Economic justice. While inequality persists, strides like universal basic income, UBI, and protections for gig workers have improved wealth distribution. Domestic labor is finally acknowledged, and corporate accountability ensures fairer labor rights. Inclusive and evolving education. Education is personalized and AI-driven, with diversity and inclusion central to the curriculum. Families play an active role in shaping educational paths, creating a holistic learning environment that prepares students for a complex world. Technology and the metaverse. Technology is integrated into daily life, with virtual economies and immersive digital spaces transforming work, education, and socializing. However, these advances raise important concerns about privacy, equity, and the digital divide. Digital activism and rights. Digital activism thrives, with global movements facilitated by virtual platforms. However, the rise of misinformation and surveillance has led to strong protections for digital rights, ensuring privacy and free speech. Reimagining the American dream. The American dream evolves from material wealth to living authentically in a diverse and inclusive society. It's about community building, justice, and fostering meaningful connections. AI-enhanced governance and digital democracy. Direct democracy and AI-assisted governance allow for more transparent and participatory politics. However, concerns about algorithmic bias require careful regulation. Climate adaptation and geoengineering. Climate change prompts large-scale adaptations, such as vertical farming and reforestation. Controversial geoengineering methods like carbon capture and solar radiation management are also part of the strategy to restore the planet. Human connection in a digital age. Despite technological advances, people prioritize offline spaces and face-to-face interactions, focusing on authentic, empathetic connections over efficiency. Smart cities and rural revitalization. Smart cities prioritize sustainability, while rural areas are revitalized through remote work and agri-tech innovations, offering greater equity in access to resources. Mental health in the digital age. Mental health becomes a priority, with AI-driven therapy tools and flexible work schedules contributing to improved well-being. Work-life balance helps reduce stress and burnout. By 2050, America is a society where technology, culture, and ethics merge, creating an inclusive, sustainable, and connected future where individuals thrive. If you enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, and share.